what happens around October is everybody gets hit with this feeling. Now, what is that feeling? It could be something completely different for every single person. And my list of movies will 100% show that because every single one of them is
do your list.
different.
I'm not going to interrupt. I got excited. Go do your list. Everyone, welcome to your Fanward Podcast. Oh, shit. Cody's like getting creative. He's like getting the black and white vibes. I'll just make Cowboy make me do something cool. He's our amazing editor here. Welcome to your Fanward Podcast. Today we are talking, is it Halloween or is it just fall movies? How do we rate them? Because I was going through some of my top favorite movies and TV shows, and they literally were a mix of really just which favorite British actor do I like?
I don't think British actor equates to Halloween. But
I don't know, but it equates to fall. I don't know why. It's the English accent. I don't know. So every single one of my shows I picked, I was like, oh, they all consist of British actors. So I'm just seeing my through line. I don't know if it's just in the fall time. I want tea and a sugar cube, and I want to sit in a corner with a book and a really rainy day in London and watch movies. So that's my vibe right now.
Hey,
so
after you hear my list, you'll go, Halloween? Really? Like fall? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Okay,
because,
guys, so
look,
you guys vote.
Halloween isn't about being scared. Halloween isn't just about being masked, like wearing masks. It's about this feeling.
Yes.
There's a spirit to it. Like, I mean, stores are literally called Spirit Halloween. But like, and when I say spirit, I don't mean ghosts. There's this feeling to it. Just like, and just like in the same way that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, even though it's not about Christmas.
True.
There are so many Halloween or fall movies that aren't about Halloween. They aren't about zombies. They aren't about ghosts or monsters. And I think that's what we talk about today, because then we're really screwing down, nailing, I don't know, analogy. We're really analogying this by getting to the core of what really makes something feel like a Halloween movie, as opposed to, being about Halloween.
No, I agree, because I was going through that and I was like, okay, what feels that way? And so I went through, of course, my first, Kate Beckinsale. I was like, okay, so Underworld series, like
Underworld,
that's what I'd want to watch right now. I was like, I was all of them except the last one. Anyways, Blood Wars.
I liked every single one of them.
I know.
I only just recently watched the last two, and I loved all of them. I loved all. I love
The Awakening, and I love like Rise of the Lycans. Like the origin. The origin story was like, that was my favorite. Like,
yeah, Rise of the Lycans is so good. I wish it was longer. Like, that's not my only complaint about Rise of the Lycans is I just wish it was longer. It feels so short. Like, they could have just went on forever, honestly. I would just watched it forever.
No, but I think that's where the last one felt, it was longer for me, because there was a lot more. It was like during that shift where a lot more like just like new animated stuff was coming out, and it was just like everything was flashing lights, and I felt like I was like I was going to have like a seizure. It was just like, whoa, like it was just, I don't know, it was
too much going on.
It was too much going on, but Kate like had so many filter fillings like that. I was like, I don't know why. It's just, anyways.
Well, I mean, she played that character for like 20 years.
I know.
She's got to keep up.
Dude,
that woman is still gorgeous.
Oh my God, she's fucking gorgeous. And then it was soon after that, I think it was like 2017, we were doing like a big Grammys like pre-party at our restaurant before they went to everything, and she came in, and I was like, oh, she looks exactly like that. Like, she hasn't changed.
I would not be able to work that job.
Oh no, I was like, I was handing the champagne, and I was like, like I was literally
I would have been crawling on my hands and knees like, my goddess. My goddess, please. I would have got fired. I just would have.
Yeah.
See, that's where my professionalism stops. Kate Beckinsale walks in the door and I go goo goo gaga.
Okay, so we now know if we ever get a podcast with her, then I'm gonna have to be talking the whole entire time.
And I'll just sit there like this.
Yes. He's like, this is gonna be the look on my face the whole entire time. So just be ready. I know, I was thinking.
Hi, Kate. Hello.
Like, this is it. I'm trying to think of an actor. I don't know. It honestly probably end up being some weird scientist person. I don't know. I don't know what it'd be. It's like, then, okay. So then it was like, her was Van Helsing. I was like, yes, that's Halloween. But see, it's weird because Van Helsing, and even like I was looking at James McAvoy because I was like, I loved him in Frankenstein with Daniel Radcliffe, I think it was. And which I was, weird as it sounds for all the Harry Potter fans, I do apologize. I was never hugely into Harry Potter, but I loved him in that one. But those never feel like Halloween. Like when you're talking about like, oh, that doesn't feel like Halloween. So when we're like, okay, let's talk about Halloween, I was like, wait, what movies do I really have around Halloween? I was like, oh, okay, like TV series Penny Dreadful. Fucking love Penny Dreadful. Right. But yet I don't consider that horror. And you and I talk about so many times where horror hits and where it doesn't. And I'm like, okay, do I actually like more horror than what I think I don't know. It's kind of funny. And I watched Sinners the other night and fucking loved it as well.
Well, Sinners, I think, is more psychological than it is like what we think of as horror. Like it's a lot more like, who are these people? You know, it's a lot more about trust and distrusting, kind of that cult thing, than it is about monsters. The monsters are there, yes, but that's not what it's about. And I think that when you're watching something and you understand it, like subconsciously, you don't get scared of it in a way.
Yeah.
You more understand and go, ooh, I'm there. I get that. But like we said earlier, it's like, I don't think Halloween is about being scared. I don't think it's about monsters and all that other stuff. When you're a kid, it's like Halloween is great because it's all about candy and it's all about dressing up like a monster. Like that's what Halloween's about, fun.
Yes.
You know? And if we want to go ahead and get started, I'll go first.
Oh my God, go first, please. Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, that's the other reason I'm going to join this, because I was like, I actually never celebrated Halloween as a kid because it was considered like around the devil.
Well,
Same.
My dad
I know. So this is why I think this is fun. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this is actually really cool to talk about shows. Anyways, okay, go. I'm ready.
So going back to being a kid and Halloween being about fun, the first movie I always think about is Ernest Scared Stupid. Now, if you don't know who Ernest is, Ernest in the 90s was, there was this actor named James Varney, and he is a comedic genius, like literally a comedic genius. He did commercials. He had probably a dozen movies, I guess, all based around this character named Ernest P. Worrell. And Ernest P. Worrell was kind of this like somewhere in between Forrest Gump and an action, kind of like an action star. It was this really weird character you don't see anymore.
Oh, that's very interesting to think of.
Yeah, he was just this silly, ridiculous comedic act that got like stupid luck throughout his entire movie.
It's not like Mr. Bean, is it? Like kind that type of?
Kind of. It's like, kind of like an American Mr. Bean. Yeah, kind of. But
okay. Go ahead.
James Varney was actually a Shakespearean trained actor. And I believe that I can't think of his name right now, but Mr. Bean's actor, I think he's probably Shakespearean trained too. But James Varney, the guy who played Ernest, had Ernest Saves Christmas. He had Ernest Goes to Jail.
Oh, I have seen these. Yes.
Yes. And he had the Halloween movie called Ernest Scared Stupid.
Okay, see, I just didn't see that because of Halloween. That's why.
Right. So what happens is he ends up accidentally summoning a troll on Halloween, like a monstrous troll. And, you know, it's kind of like a stupid, silly looking troll. But the entire movie, he's working with these kids to try to stop this troll from destroying this small town. And when I think of Halloween, that's the very first thing I think of is Ernest Scared Stupid, because the whole movie is funny. He's constantly making dumb remarks and like tripping over himself, all in an attempt to stop this troll that he summoned by accident. And Ernest, for a lot of us, Ernest is such a special character because James Varney had such a love for his character. And all of his stuff was really directed towards kids, even though he was a very serious actor. Like he had very serious acting credentials. His movies were always like Ernest Saves Christmas. Like I can quote that movie. It's like, ho, 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 Vern. And he walks through the door carrying a Christmas tree and like all of that stuff. Like he literally helped save Santa Claus. But in Ernest Scared Stupid, it's like you see James Varney at his absolute, just most ridiculous. And it's like campy horror, family comedy all at the same time. And I mean, like, granted, like we're talking about how it's not supposed to be like Halloween movies don't have to be scary. He
Yes.
literally defeats the troll with milk. Like the troll is essentially allergic to milk, and that's how he ends up stopping him. But
Wait, what
it's
year
so
were these?
great.
Hold on. Now I'm like,
Ernest Scared Stupid was in 1991. I have my notes up here.
because now I
not
realize
91.
I don't think, oh, I'm not thinking of Ernest. I'm thinking this is old school. This is 1966. I'm thinking Don Knotts and
Oh, Don
the
Knotts is great
the
too.
Ghost
Oh
and
my
Mr.
God.
Chicken, because
So
Ghost and Mr. Chicken was my favorite movie I would watch with my grandpa as a kid.
that's actually a good shout out because if I was to compare Ernest to anybody,
Because that's who,
it
when you were
would be
talking,
Don Knotts.
that's who, when I was like, when you're talking about him, I'm like, wait, no, I have seen it. And then I'm like, no, I haven't. I'm thinking of Don Knotts and the Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
You know what? What you just said, this is exactly why it's so important for us to talk about this stuff because I love Don Knotts and completely forgot about him.
Dude,
Like,
no, that's when you
it's
brought
so
him up. I'm
important to talk
like,
about this
oh my
stuff.
gosh.
But
How
that's
to frame
exactly
it. Oh my God, my brain's going crazy now. Keep going. Sorry.
that's exactly how like that's a great reference because if I had to compare Ernest to somebody directly, it would be Don Knotts. Now Ernest is
Okay.
taller and a little bit more masculine. You know, Don
Yes.
Knotts' entire character was
Oh,
little
yeah.
wormy guy.
Yes.
Ernest
yes.
isn't quite that. But as far as like how he portrays himself, yes, like 100%. I'm so glad you said that. Do you remember Pee Wee Herman?
Yes.
uh
Yes.
Ernest is like, okay, if Pee Wee Herman's 100%, you know, like
Okay.
Ernest is like 45%.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like if he's ultra sweet, if Pee Wee Herman's ultra sweet, Ernest is like middle sweet.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. I love this.
I don't know if anybody else understood that, but that's what I'm trying
No,
to
because
say.
now, honestly, now that it's connected to Don Knotts, I'm like, okay, I know exactly where this is at.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
that kind of
yes.
kind of character, yeah. And so when I think of Halloween, I don't think about scary. I don't think about, monsters. I think about Ernest Scared Stupid.
Is it weirdly almost like comfort shows when you think of those?
Oh,
Like
100%.
it's
Yeah.
like, because that's why I was like, okay. And then I was thinking of like Kate Winslet and Jude Law, and I loved oh my gosh, for The Holiday.
You can do it.
The Holiday. I was like, oh my God. I was thinking, well, I can never forget him, but for some reason my brain's going, he's literally the man, the love of my life. Jack Black. That's what it is.
Oh, Jack
Kate
Black.
Winslet.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet and Jack Black. It's so funny because like Jude Law and his like love interest, which I'm forgetting her name, which I think it's another Kate anyways, but it was always my favorite was just Jack Black and Kate Winslet. But it was The Holiday, and it was just her traveling from LA to England and swapping of the houses, and they do the house swap. And I'm just like, I love those characters so much because
Yeah.
once again, it's that warmth. It's like a comfort show. Like it's just that's what I want to go back. Same with Love Actually and Bill Nighy. Like Bill Nighy, that was my favorite.
Oh, I love
He was
Bill
my
Nighy.
favorite character, and that not all the other like big actors that were in there. I'm like, no, it's Bill Nighy. Like, but I love him because of Underworld. Like he's like since that day, I'm like, oh, any show he's in.
He actually plays one of my favorite fictional characters of all time. Like I'm talking top 5 fictional characters of all time, which is Davy Jones from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
So
the squid guy. I know. You didn't know that was him. I know.
I did. I started. So I got them this last week. I downloaded them because it was like
Because you went to go see Hans Zimmer.
Yes, and I was feeling it. And after seeing that music, and then I'm like looking, I'm like, oh my God, this is
totally Bill Nighy, right?
It's so weird.
It's just him.
Yes, and it was so crazy to feel, but it's his character. It's just like in every aspect. There's just something about it that just makes me so freaking happy. I think it was that, and same with with a female actress, which is also British, is Emily Blunt. Anytime I see her in something, like, and they're more the chick flick kind of things, but like the first was also because it was just around Jane Austen, and growing up, I loved anything to do with period pieces. But the Jane Austen book club, it just a group of like women from all different backgrounds of life, just having like a shit time. And them all having this commonality of like, okay, finding their answers through these books and these characters, which is something I love anything to do. And I did not realize it till the other night when we were having the call with all of our members, which I absolutely loved. And everyone was talking about their favorite books and why they just loved the hard copies. And I was like, oh, I've always loved book clubs and the ideas of doing
Mhm.
anything around just books. And so
Yeah.
I love shows that makes you want to curl up and read a book about that movie. And I think
Right.
that's how I feel about most of my vampire movies. It's like any of my Frankenstein ones, I'm like, oh, I would read any of those as books.
Yeah. But see, it's that same exact feeling when I say Halloween isn't about horror. It's
No.
like what happens around October is everybody
Yes.
gets hit with this feeling. Now,
Mhm.
what is that feeling? It could be something completely different for every single
Yeah.
person. And my list of movies will 100% show that because
Okay,
every
go.
single one of them is
Okay, do your
drastically
list. I'm
different.
not going to interrupt. I got excited. Go do your list.
But what you're saying is that there's a feeling about it.
Yeah.
It's not a specific thing, it's a feeling. What do you feel around October? Now, the next thing on my list is and if we do a video like this before Christmas, which we totally should,
Oh, yeah.
this movie series will also be on that
Okay.
because these movies to me are as much Christmas movies as they are
I know.
Halloween movies.
I know when you said that, I was like, ah, shit, Gilmore Girls is also
You
like
just feel
holidays.
it.
I just feel it.
It's you get there and you're like, well, I guess it's time to watch blah blah again.
Yeah.
It just happens.
During COVID, I was like, David, we're watching all of Gilmore Girls, and he's like,
It's
oh
that
my, and
it's
he
comfort
loved
food.
it. He loved
It's
it.
comfort food.
Yes.
So my next one on the list is the Harry Potter series. Now, you
Okay.
just earlier said
I know.
you didn't watch Harry Potter, which you should because Bill Nighy is in it.
Oh, I've watched all of them.
You did?
I
Okay.
watched all of them, and I even read, I think, 3 of the books. It just,
Yeah, the books don't do anything for me because I think the early books are written for children and then the later books are written for adults.
probably
I
why.
read the books as an adult, so the first
Yeah.
few books I just
Same.
couldn't. As an author, they were obviously written for children. So for me, I was just like,
Yeah.
But if I could have made it to the last ones, I guarantee you I would have liked them because I love the movies. I love the movies. Right here, my Severus Snape one.
Wait, okay, I did not know this, that you actually liked them that much, that you actually had a wand.
Oh, dude, I was hand making my own wands at one point.
What?
I had a wood lathe and was hand making and selling wands. Like I was woodworking, like legitimately making my own. I still have my own wand. I just don't know where it is since I moved. It's here somewhere.
I did not know you were, well,
I do everything, Olivia. Goddamn. How many times I gotta say it?
just so you know, I worked with a wood lathe as well, and I made my own
Really?
pin, my own wooden pin.
Yeah, well, could you cast spells with it? Because I could. Yeah, that's what I
mean,
thought.
with writing, I could. I could definitely curse
That's
you.
why it's called spelling. That's why it's called spelling.
And I'm horrible at it, so they probably would have worked. Go ahead.
So, Harry Potter, 100% a Halloween movie. Do they go trick-or-treating? No. But it's 100% a Halloween movie. They've got that they've got this scene where they're all like they have this chorus on the stage and they're all singing like toil, toil, toil and trouble, cast cauldron burn and cauldron bubble,
Yes.
blah blah blah. Giant frogs, you got candles, you got wizards, you got witches. It's obviously a Halloween movie. Obviously. But it's that feeling where it's like this is not a Halloween movie. And then you sit down and watch it and you go, "Oh, it's a Halloween movie." Then Christmas comes around, you go, "Oh, this is a Christmas movie." It just is. If you're watching Rugrats as a kid and you go and it's like your mom is like cooking Thanksgiving dinner in the background, you smell the cranberry sauce, then Rugrats is going to be your Thanksgiving show.
Yes.
It's just how it works. And I didn't watch Harry Potter until later, but the spirit of the show itself, of the movie itself, is so Halloween and it's so Christmas. And I think it's just holidays in general, where it's like this cozy, warm. Hogwarts has this welcoming, like, come on in and stay for as long as you want feeling. And I think, and it also has that mystery. And it also has that castle that can't be found.
I was just going to say, it's the castle. It's the raininess. It's that, I think it is. It's like, it's the giant fireplaces and the spells. And, but it's like, it's that, it really does evoke like deep feeling. And it is.
Right.
It just comes back to, like you said, what you said earlier, that comfort. Like it just makes me, I just really want to make some soup.
Right. And what is the point of a holiday if it's not comfort? Like, what's the point of it? Especially like when you're talking about Christmas, Halloween, and Thanksgiving, that part of the year. Outside, it's cold. Not here because I live in Thailand. It's hot all the time. But outside, it's
really
cold.
never, there's no time where
No, it's always hot. No, it's always hot. Just always. Constant. We're right on the equator, so it's just hot as balls all the time. You'll get some days where you go outside and go, oh, I don't feel like melting today, but it doesn't
That's it.
have that like Midwestern American heat where you just
Mm-mm.
feel like you're actually drowning in air. It doesn't
Oh my
have
God,
that.
yeah.
Thank God. Thank the Lord Almighty in heaven. Um, but it's just that cold air and the chai tea lattes and the or pumpkin spice lattes, whatever you like. It's that smell of cinnamon and fir
Yes.
trees and
Oh,
like all that comes around at the same time. Christmas, Halloween, it doesn't matter. Where it's just like I am content. And then you pop
yes.
in your favorite movie and you become more content. And it's like it's not about horror, it's not about masks, it's about that feeling you get from it. And just like you said with Van Helsing, I get really close with Van Helsing,
Yeah.
but Van Helsing isn't cozy to me.
No,
Van
it's
Helsing is
not.
cool. Van
It's
Helsing's
cool.
an action flick. That's
Yes.
cool to me.
Yes.
Like, and Kate Beckinsale is the hot part, but the movie is the cool part.
Yes.
And it's a great movie. I could definitely watch it on Halloween for sure. Matter of fact, I'm
But
thinking about watching it now just because you mentioned it.
it's not the comfort. To me, it is the comfort just because it's like it's things that I watched with my sister. And so,
Mhm.
and she is just the ultimate comfort person. And we are eventually going to get her on a podcast, but she just loves shows. And she's the one that's got me into most of the shows I mentioned, as well as just my love of books
Right.
and her reading to me. And it's like, but those ones, I mean, and then I have like when it comes to Gilmore Girls, I mean, that's just my mom and I. Like we did that, well, all of us as a family. It was we would spend hours. I mean, it was like that was popcorn night. Like there was like, and my mom has talked about this too, and she's like, it was probably one of like the hardest times as our family, as a family as a whole, we were going through together. And we had my mom's dad passed away, and there's just several things going on in our lives where everything just felt so like in turmoil. And Gilmore Girls was the one thing, we've all said this, was the one thing that we all got together and agreed on, in a sense of
Right.
like I mean, I was just a raging, it was all hormones. It was like teen years, and everyone was just like
Right.
at each other's throats, like no one could get along. And my parents were just like, oh my gosh, we had a giant king size bed in our guest room, and all of us would lay across it, all six of us, seven of us, and we get popcorn and tea. My dad would get his rooibos tea. And we would all sit down and just watch Gilmore Girls and laugh and laugh and laugh. And then we'd all talk about it. And it was like, we always said it saved our family during that time because it just gave us something. And I think that's what
Yeah.
we've talked about here so many times. It's the great thing about shows and movies and art. The amount of times that it gave my family a common ground. And this, I mean, there wasn't a lot to do with shows, but it was just like, that was when going into the adult years and stuff like that, where my sister's like, Abby's the one who really brought in movies to us. By the time Abby was like late teens, my parents were finally like, okay, like she's like, I'm bringing them in. I'm bringing all these movies. I'm going to watch them anyways. And then she just make my dad like close his eyes. And she's like, I'm so sick of it. She's like, if you're going to watch a movie, you're going to shut up and not judge it. And then I'll just tell you when to close your eyes and plug your ears. So it was literally like we'd all watch a movie and she's like, Dad, you're going to be offended. Plug your eyes and close your ears because I'm not going to hear you get mad about it. And so you'd be like, fine, okay, whatever. But she's the one who got my family to finally loosen the fuck up and watch some
Right.
movies and shows. And anyways, Gilmore Girls was her entry drug for my family. That was
But
it.
see, but we never talk. I don't think we've ever talked about this. But when I was in one of my really bad bouts, one of those periods of my life that was probably one of the hardest, not the hardest, but one of them. My show was Big Bang Theory. I
Dude.
I started watching that like right because I wasn't sleeping. Like I was staying awake 72 hours at a time. Like
You and Abby are going to have so much to talk about. That was hers.
yeah, that was my comfort show for about 2 years. After this really, me and my ex-girlfriend of 6 years broke up. We were together for a long time, right there at the teens to early
Yeah.
20s area.
Yeah.
So it was like we were growing,
Yeah.
literally growing up together. And she was my best friend's sister. So it was like I saw her all the time. It was really hard,
Damn.
really hard. And so I just picked up Big Bang Theory and I watched like every season. And this was a while ago, but like I watched every season they had like back to back to back. And it was like these were people I related to because they were all nerdy. They all liked science. They all liked comic books. So I felt like I was a part of something because I couldn't hang out with my friends because he was her brother
Yeah.
So it was
Oh,
like, it
that
was like
sucks.
being around him. I even told him, I was like, I just can't be around y'all right now.
Yes.
Like, I just can't do it. And I was like, it ain't you. It's just that your existence proves her existence, and I don't
Yes.
want to know she lives. Like, you know what I
You're
mean?
like, I do not want to know that she's alive and breathing right
So
now.
just for like literally weeks, I just laid there and watched, like, on my floor in my bedroom, and watched Big Bang Theory. And I can't even watch Big Bang Theory now. I watch like clips of it, but I can't watch it in whole because it takes me back to that
Soft
time.
kitty,
Yeah.
sleepy kitty,
I still
little
do that.
ball of fur.
I still do the thing where he knocks on the door and goes, Penny, Penny, Penny. I do that to everybody. I'll go, EJ,
Yes,
EJ,
you're right.
EJ,
You
just to
do.
annoy people all the
My
time.
sister would make me do that when and then she'd be like, grab my chest. She would like make me sing that song to her because she was like Sheldon. She was
Yeah.
Sheldon to a T.
That's
Like,
funny.
like when we were little and germs, oh my God, it was like, that's why she loved Sheldon because it made her, I think, feel normal.
But that normality that we feel
Yeah.
is what it's all about. Like, what's the point of anything if we don't feel something? If we don't feel something, what's the fucking point? Like, what's the point?
Well, and that's why we talk about these, some of, you know, like, okay, Sinners, I enjoyed it, but it almost made me feel something.
Mm.
And I enjoyed it, but when I go back and think of like Penny Dreadful, True Blood, any of the love True Blood, any of the underworlds, like they made me feel so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I like this. It's gorgeous. Like, I mean, I thought it was well done. It's weird feeling to look at some movies and go, oh, that was really like technically, like, okay, it's like technically it was well done. Or it had some amazing, like, I loved every actor in there. I mean, I love all of the actors in there. I'm like, oh my God. So the cast was just amazing. And I really liked it. But I love vampires so much that I was like, oh, I mean, how it ended, amazing. It ended incredible. And it did get me emotional. But I think there was something about it that I still wanted a little bit more. And I wish, like now I'm going, I wish they had another movie to come because it makes
Might be. Hey, it made a lot of money, so maybe.
Yeah, I think there's like some movies when you know, like, and I you know what? So I should maybe rephrase this. A lot of movies that I enjoyed them because all of them had come out and I never had to wait for them. So that is the only movies I ever had to wait for were the Twilight series.
Yeah. That'll do it.
So I think I get to fill a movie and go, oh, it feels like it's not done because it's not done.
And then other things are just better left ambiguous. Like those ambiguous endings are important. Like one of my favorite movies ever is The Lighthouse by Robert Eggers. Robert, call me. We got books to make into movies. The Lighthouse lands on a completely ambiguous ending. I've watched it 3 times, and every time I've watched it, the ending has meant something different than it did the time before. Every single time. Like one time, it was obviously a retelling of the Prometheus story from Greek mythology about the man stealing the flames from the gods and being punished for it. Like it was obvious that the first time, and the second time it was just 2 guys losing themselves to being crazy and being, in solitude for so long together. Like every single time I watched it, there was a different ending. And now I completely forgot what we were talking about because I started thinking about The Lighthouse. What were we talking about?
Well, we were talking about like just like how when you have a first movie, when you have a movie that you're waiting it needs something else. Like you feel like it's like the ambiguous ending that you're like sometimes it works or doesn't.
Some endings need to be ambiguous, and I think I think if you want more from it, then it was probably pretty good.
That's very true, and I wanted more. Like there was so much about it that I'm like, I want more from this, and I felt like it didn't have enough time
from the universe.
Yeah, but also I like really long movies. I do. I like, hey, if it's going to be give me a 2-hour movie. Give me like where you have to do multiple. And that was the other thing is like growing up, I grew up with like series. I like series.
And they go on, those can go on for, 13 seasons. So you get your fill of it. I think the importance is that you feel like you want more from the universe, not from the movie itself.
Yeah.
Because if you want more from the movie, that means it didn't deliver something. But if you want more from the universe, if you want more from the lore, if you want to see these characters more, just like with me in Resident Evil, you could put Jill Valentine in every single thing that's ever existed, and I would be perfectly happy. because I'm fine with the universe, or I love the universe, but I want more. I want
Yeah.
more Resident Evil all the time. It's never enough. It just isn't. I can't get enough Resident Evil ever. Um, so,
That's
but if I
amazing to me, though. You know, it's done so well that it's like, no, there's nothing
right,
that could give me enough.
and the thing is, if you play that game and you go, I wanted more. What do you want more from? Was it because Sinners was lacking in what it did, or
No.
is it because you just wanted more Sinners?
Yeah, I literally just, I
Yeah.
wanted more. Like, I was like,
And and I think that's a big there's a big discretion there. Just
thank
like with
you.
what you said, just like with what you said about
You need to do movie therapy where people are like, I think I
oh, I
felt
like
this.
that.
Dude, you could be a movie therapy, like a psychologist of like,
That's actually kind of cool.
oh, you could, well,
So
okay. Welcome to Cody
how
Red.
do
He's our
you
movie psychologist and therapist here. So if you
how do you
question how you,
relate
yeah.
how do you relate to now every week I give you a new movie to watch and I go, so how did you relate to Willem Dafoe's character in The Lighthouse? Oh, so you
Oh,
related to him. So you're a sociopath. Got it.
dude, you would, no,
That actually
dude,
sounds pretty good, actually. I like that.
this would be so much fun. Okay.
A new weekly series where I give you a movie to watch and I ask you how you relate to each one of the
Yes.
individual
Or
characters.
we give a movie to our members to watch so we can bring people on and ask them and like break down like why. Like, I'm
Yeah, I love
curious.
that.
That'd be
Yeah.
so much fun.
But that's not related to what we're talking about.
No, okay, side guy, blah, blah, blah.
So,
Okay, back.
Halloween is about a feeling. It's not about
Yes.
horror. It's about, but we need to talk about that idea
Yes.
later though, because I like
Yes.
that.
Okay, go ahead.
So Halloween's about the filling, not the monsters, blah, blah, blah. So a movie I came across a long time ago, just randomly, was this movie called House 2. It's just called House 2, not The Doctor. We're not talking about The Doctor here.
Oh, I did love that series.
So there were these movies from the 80s, I think. Hold on, I got my notes. 87 is when House 2, the second story, was released. So House was kind of a horror movie, but it was a tiny little bit campy and cheesy, just enough to where if your kid was a little bit older, they could watch House and go, oh, okay, I could probably watch horror movies. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
A little bit higher than Goosebumps on the scare factor, but lower than something like Hellraiser.
I've still never watched Goosebumps, and I feel
Goosebumps is super cheesy.
All I hear about ever.
Yeah, Goosebumps has aged. The TV show has definitely aged. Read the books though; they're about this long. You can get through one in about an hour.
Okay.
So with as much as you do, probably like 3 days, but whatever. So when House 1 released, I never saw it, whatever, or anything like that. But House 2, I caught on like this late night movie, thing on TV. And I had so much fun with it that I still think of it as like this fun, campy, cheesy Halloween movie. It's a little scary, but it's also got like puppets in it. And it's got like this zombie grandpa cowboy who comes back and is like trying to help these people like figure out what's going on in their house. But this guy inherits this like huge mansion from his family. And they discover that there's like, have you ever heard of the Aztec crystal skulls? Like from actual history?
Yes. Yes.
So they discover one of those buried with their mummified grandpa inside this house. Obviously already cheesy and campy, right?
Yes.
Why is there an Aztec crystal skull in this mansion in the US? But they end up resurrecting their grandpa, who comes back as like a zombie cowboy. And they find out that the house is actually a portal to a bunch of different dimensions. It's like complete, Matt, this whole movie is complete crazy sauce. But I think they get like a talking vulture, like puppet or something. But anyway, regardless.
You're like, it was only the puppet that sold it. That's it.
No, what sold it was John Ratzenberger is in this movie, which is the voice of Pig from Toy Story.
Oh, that's
played Cliff on my favorite sitcom of all time, Cheers, which I could talk about for hours and hours and hours. It also had Bill Maher.
Oh.
Or not Bill Maher, Bill Maher. I can never pronounce his last name. But Bill Maher now. Yeah, Bill Maher now. I almost said John Maher. Not two completely different people. John Maher, Bill Maher, two different people. Bill Maher, the guy who's now a political analyst and kind of sometimes part-time comedian. He played in this movie as this like rich scumbag. And this whole movie is just complete madness, but it feels so much like Halloween to me. Like all these people trumping through this old mansion. Their grandpa's a zombie cowboy. They have an Aztec crystal skull. There's like a puppet bird. Why do I remember a puppet bird? Why do I remember a puppet bird? Hold on, I've got to look it up.
I love
House
this.
2 bird. I remember a bird.
You're
Don't
like,
lie to
something was
me.
there.
The house sparrow. No, that's not right. That's definitely not right. Here it is. Yeah, see? Okay, it's not a bird, it's a dinosaur. There was a dinosaur in this movie. It's a
Close
flying
enough.
dinosaur,
Close
though, so I
enough
was
to a
close enough.
puppet.
Right. No, it was a puppet, but it was portrayed by a puppet.
Yes.
Okay, we'll just reword it. They also had a caterpillar dog, which I just see in this picture, but I remember now. They had
That
a dog.
sounds so wild.
It was a caterpillar with a dog's head, like a pug, like a pug head.
Okay,
It was so wild.
this would be way too weird for me.
The whole movie was ridiculous, but that's that spirit of Halloween,
Yes.
that I get from this time of year. It's like caterpillar dogs and dinosaur bird puppets, like
Yes.
zombie cowboy grandpa, like crystal Aztec skull in a United States mansion. Why? Halloween. This movie, I wanted to talk about it specifically because I don't think anybody's ever watched it ever.
No,
but me.
I know. And that now that like when I think of like for me, when I think of like anything where you mix two different things together
Or 12.
or 12, it literally gives me like ugh.
You know what that is though? That's that uncanny valley that we reach into. Like that there's some things just aren't meant to be together.
Yeah.
But this is done in such a silly way. Like it's a horror movie, but it's so silly.
Yes.
It's so silly that if you get scared, you're probably a little too young to be watching it.
Yeah.
Like caterpillar dog, I'm looking at the picture right now. If you're scared of that thing, it's like, you're just too young to be watching it. You should be watching Goosebumps. But it's just all so silly and dumb.
Okay, but I want to know that's what I want to know from everyone. Like what shows, because that's why I realized when going through my list, I was like, okay, why are these, it may be silly or dumb to someone else, but it makes me want to watch, like we talked about earlier, I want to watch these all around this time. So I'd be curious of like what someone thinks is silly and dumb. Okay, this is good to know. It's not silly and dumb. It's like there's no such thing. Like I'm realizing the more and more we talk to people, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, my weird movie list is not actually as weird as I thought it was.
Right. I mean, like this in the case of this movie, this is not something I've watched a bunch of times.
Yeah.
This is something I remember watching once, and it left an impact on me to the point where it was like, okay, well, I need to watch it again, or I need to talk about it in this podcast. Is it silly and dumb? Yes. But why am I talking about it if it's dumb? Because I enjoyed the hell out of it. That's why.
So what movies do you have besides Joe Valentine that we know we could watch anything? But like if you could list the top 2 or 3 movies that you would watch over and over again, or you've watched at least already 5 times.
Dude. I think that's a different podcast. I don't think I can answer that question.
Okay. Yeah.
Halloween movies, probably Harry Potter.
Okay.
And the last one on my list that I really want to talk about. This one is definitely one of them because I am a fan of this entire franchise. I haven't watched the most recent show yet, but Addams Family.
Oh.
I am not just a fan of Addams Family. I have every season of the 1960s television show on DVD and Blu-ray. The 1990s movies with Raul Julia and I can never remember her name. I can't ever remember the mom's name, but she's an amazing actor. Angelica Houston. Boom, found it. Raul Julia, Angelica Houston, Christopher Lloyd, all in this movie. Christina Ricci, who was like my first crush ever. Oh my God, Christina Ricci. I loved her so much. She played Wednesday Addams. These 1990s Addams Family movies are not just Halloween movies, all right?
Yeah.
These were turning points in my entire life.
Oh, damn.
I love the Addams Family. I love the Addams Family. I love them. I love them all. Every single member of the family, every character, so much so that I built their entire house, which is very large, and all of the characters on The Sims 4 and put them in my Sims game. So when Liu is playing Sims, she'll be walking around like at a restaurant or something, and she'll see Lurch and Gomez like at the restaurant, like ordering cupcakes or whatever.
Awesome.
I love the Addams Family. Anyway, these 1990s movies are so creative and so much fun. They're not scary at all. They're just quirky. They're kiki and they're kooky. They're all
Yes.
together ooky. Uh,
I love
they feel so Halloweeny, even though one of them takes place around Thanksgiving, but that's irrelevant. They feel so Halloweeny, and yes, Halloweeny is a word.
You're like, it is.
That they're just so, like we were talking about earlier, they're comfort food. I could pick these up and watch them 1,000 times. I did as a kid, mostly because when I was 8, Christina Ricci was like a total babe. So like,
I'm literally like, I need to look her up. Because I forgot that there was this many different versions. My mom is a huge Addams. That was like,
well, Addams Family started with the like strip comic.
Yes.
Like bazillion years ago, made by a guy named Grizzly Adams. He was the guy who created the characters, and then it became the 1960s show.
Oh my God! Of course you loved her. Yes, I remember her.
Yeah, of course I loved her. Then there was a cartoon, and then there was a string of movies in the 90s, one of which had Joan Cusack in it, which if you know who Joan Cusack is, an amazing actress. She was such a bitch in that movie. She did such a great job playing that character.
She's the best.
And then there were sequels to that. I'm pretty sure there were a musical, and then of course you've got the 3D animated movies, which were made not too long ago. And you've got Wednesday, which is a whole series on Netflix.
I didn't realize Snoop Dogg was in the animated ones. That's awesome.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
He's cousin It.
Oh, in the 3D, I'm guessing in the new CG ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was looking at the animated. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But this movie just screams Halloween to me.
Yes.
Even though one of them set in Thanksgiving, it's like, you look at the house and you've got characters throwing knives at each other for fun. And you've got them dancing with their dead family members and sitting out by the cemetery talking about how much they love each other. I could do a whole episode on Addams Family, by the way. But
because I didn't start watching until Wednesday, and I absolutely loved Wednesday.
If you've never seen, listen to me. Listen to me, Olivia.
Okay.
If you've never seen the 90s Addams Family movies with Raul Julia, Angelica Houston, Christina Ricci, and Christopher Lloyd, you are depriving yourself of joy.
Okay.
Like you're actively depriving yourself of joy, especially now that you know. But
like now that you know,
the 1960s series, by the way, I have all of it. It's 1960s. That's a long time ago now, and it keeps getting further away. It doesn't get closer. Every episode makes me laugh.
I love
every episode. And you're talking about something that, it doesn't have any of the stuff we laugh at now, like potty humor or cursing.
No, but I love 60s movies. That's, for me, was like, if I was going to watch stuff as a kid because of my parents and my grandparents, it was going to be, it was 20s, 30s, and,
Yeah, that's how I started too. That's how I started too, is stuff like Bewitched and Cheers, which Cheers is one of my favorite shows of all time. I think it's flawless all the way through. But all of that, like TV Land, we call it TV Land shows because they came on TV Land.
Yes.
I just lived on TV Land and Game Show Network, like all the old stuff, people, from the 60s and 70s. But Addams Family always stood out to me because it was basically saying weird's okay, be weird. Like, and what it did so well was the perspective was told from the weird people, not from the normal people seeing the weird people. So you felt like a part of the weird people, and they made the normal people feel weird. And that's probably why I'm such a nutcase now, because I still view normal people as weird. Like you don't like listening to Slipknot? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, no, because that's how, I have nothing against sports, but that's kind of how I feel around, like, when I get, like, with a group of friends that are, like, we're doing football games and things like that. Like, I'm like, okay, I like to scream. Like, I like the food and snacks, like, or I like an individual player, maybe because of something they do in real life. Like, I've been more apt to read their biography than to watch them play football, But that's how sometimes I feel, like, in my brain, where I'm just like, oh, like, that's right. It's normal for.
Wait, these are the normal people.
These are, because it doesn't feel normal to me.
Yeah.
I
think that's why I was so in love and still am in love with the Addams Family. It's like first off, Gomez and Morticia's romance, they are like you'll see people post pictures of like the Joker and Harley Quinn together, like they don't understand the story there. Like they don't realize that like that's the most toxic, abusive relationship you could possibly be in. And then I'll see somebody post one of Gomez and Morticia. I'm like, this person gets it. Like
Mhm.
the Gomez and Morticia relationship is so ingrained in love and like mutual respect. Like he worships Morticia. You get what
Okay,
I'm
tell me
saying?
more about that. No, I want to know.
Okay, good. I get to talk about Addams Family. Oh my God, roll my
No, this is
sleeves
I'm
up. They're
excited.
already
Yeah,
up.
no, I'm actually I like this
So
because I don't. You see a lot of these weird characters, and it is a lot of them. People are like, oh, they're so toxic.
yeah, I mean with Harley and the Joker, it literally is. I mean
Yes.
Harleen Quinzel, the doctor, becomes Harley Quinn because she's infatuated with Joker, but Joker abuses her their entire relationship
Yeah.
because Harley Quinn was his psychiatrist or whatever in Arkham, but she ends up becoming corrupted by him and falling in love with him, even though he mistreats her. That's
Yes.
not. But people post memes of them like, "This is us." Oh my God, no.
Yes.
Gomez and Morticia are both completely shit insane.
Yeah.
Like she cuts the heads off of her flowers, and when it's storming outside, it's a beautiful day, which is probably why I
Yes.
love rain more than sunshine. I
Mm.
open my windows when it rains. I close them when it's sunny
Mhm.
outside. That's just what I do. But she'll cut the heads off of flowers and stick those in a vase and go, perfect. Their relationship together is so impeccably flawless. He cannot walk through a room with her in it without like kissing her hand and going up her arm and going, "Oh, mon ami, you are," like having to dance with her.
Yes.
He's infatuated with this woman, but it's completely mutual. She treats him like a king. He treats her like a queen. He comes as close to worshiping this woman as possible. They love their children like openly. Like Wednesday will be like, I want to kill Pugsley, which is her brother. And they'll go, and she'll be like holding a knife or something. And Morticia will go, "Oh, honey, don't use that. Use this." And we'll hand her a double bladed axe because they support their children in everything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it sounds insane, but the
Yes.
psychology behind it is they love their children so much. They want everything, they want the best for
Mm.
them. And their relationship together, there should be papers written on it, really. Just how much he worships her and how they and how much she respects him. And like there's so much. I'm actually going to look him up because I can't think because I'm excited that I get to talk about.
No, I love this because there isn't a lot of like characters that you hear where people go. I mean, because I hear a lot of like, because I mean I love the Disney shows and the Disney characters, and then people are like, oh, those were all toxic, blah, everyone
No, they
has it.
weren't. That's bull crap.
No, I know
Go
that,
ahead.
but that's what I'm saying is, but I'm saying you hear that a lot. Like now it's like people go back to old shows and movies and be like, oh, that wasn't real love. That was toxic, whatever. And I'm not like mocking it. I really do think everyone can have their opinion about stuff. But I'm saying it's interesting to hear someone go, oh, I found these characters. They were literally the opposite. So that's why I'm enjoying
But
hearing this.
that's another thing where it's like every person's different.
Mhm.
Some people don't want Gomez Morticia love. Some people don't like physical contact too much. But for me personally, I see Gomez and Morticia and I go, that's it. That's how you do it. And like
Yeah.
just listen to some of these quotes. There's a scene from the show where he starts kissing her and she says, "Darling, please, it's early." And he just says, "Your watch is slow." She's not even wearing a watch. Or like uh I'm looking. Hold on.
Oh,
There's
you're
so
great.
many good ones. My camera's also in the way. Um, Look at her. I would die for her. I would kill for her. Either way, what bliss. What? Like this is Shakespeare. To live without you, only that would be torture. Last night, this is Morticia to him. Last night you were unhinged. You were like some desperate howling demon. You frightened me. Do it again. Like, see, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I love
yeah, I
that.
love it.
Oh my God, I want t-shirts.
Yeah, they're so good.
Everything's a t-shirt.
Gomez says, "To live without you, only that would be torture." And Morticia responds with, "A day alone, only that would be death." Like, oh
Oh,
my God, dude. Like, their relationship is just so. And Raul Julia and Angelica Houston in the 90s movies specifically, their chemistry is so strong. It's just so powerful. And you know what? Like as somebody who grew up with watching toxic relationships, like with my
yeah.
mom and dad, seeing Gomez and Morticia, I'm like, why are they normal?
Yeah.
Like, why do they say stuff like this? Why is he constantly kissing her and stuff like that? Like, we learn.
Yeah.
We learn through these things. And it's why I'm so adamant about people who say, they're just characters. They raised me. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
No.
Like, when I watch Star Trek, The Next Generation, which we totally need to do an episode on for sure. When I watch Star Trek, I watch Jean-Luc Picard. I watch Patrick Stewart, one of my favorite actors of all time, portray this character in a way that is intelligent, compassionate, not a pushover, but is so brave and willing to do what needs to be done to have conversations with people from completely different galaxies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking next door neighbors, and have conversations with them all like they're on his same level as him. And then I was looking at him, like late at night, I would stay up and watch Star Trek The Next Generation on TNN late at night as I fell asleep, back when TNN was still around. And I would watch him and I'm like, this is who I'm learning from. This, and I still look at Patrick Stewart's Jean-Luc Picard as a father figure.
Yeah.
Because I learned so much from that character. And it's like, it
really is when they say the movies that raised us.
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't have TV and movies, I was raised by one man, a person I'd never wanted to become, you know, but then I had people like Gomez showing me what it meant to actually love somebody. I had somebody like Patrick Stewart's Jean-Luc Picard who told me what it meant to be a leader, what it meant to actually be a father, because he had a whole crew of people, on his ship. That's as much a father as anything. And I had people like Goku showing me what it meant to be strong. And all of this matters. And when we come back to like what feels like a Halloween movie, what feels like a Christmas movie, what makes it feel like a Halloween movie? It's that feeling you got from being there with those characters or experiencing that story. Halloween movies would be very different if I hadn't watched any as a kid. And all I had to experience Halloween with was my dad telling me I'm going to hell for dressing up like a werewolf or whatever it was that week, So what's more important, that feeling that I got from the movies that are just characters, just stories, or just movies, or the feeling that I would have gotten had I not had them and been raised by that single man? So when we say, what's your favorite Halloween movie? I think what we're really saying is, which one makes you feel the most?
Yes.
And for me, that was Addams Family. It still is. I fucking love that. I love that.
I just know, but I love okay, just side note, I want to say, like, I just really appreciate every time you like talk about things that matter to you, and like you talk about vulnerability, and I'm just like, dude, the emotional intelligence on you is just like, I don't know. I get
we have to be.
I know, but not a lot, not a lot. It would be nice. It would be nice if there was more. And I hope that, like, I just want to encourage people to be like, dude, I think nerding out is honestly just the ultimate form of being vulnerable and being honest about it. Because, I mean, like, it was the same thing I felt when I saw you and Bobby on the Spartacus, when I thought, okay, I stereotyped. I literally was like, okay, I'm going to get with a whole bunch of guys. We're going to talk about Spartacus. I know where this is going to go. I 100% assumed, not judging, going, I'm cool with it. But I literally was like, oh, I'm guessing where this is going to go. They like. And it was the same thing that happened. I was like, oh, never what I expected. When you guys brought up friendship and love and relationship and people like that, just like deeply caring enough for someone to like change your whole life, build your decisions around them. And it's just like the romance was the love. And I'm like, that's what we all want as humans. We get so stuck up in these stereotypes that are trying to, even with myself, trying to go, oh, I feel comfortable putting a label on someone so then I can then wrap my mind around it and be okay with it. And I'm like, I love doing this with you and bringing on these topics. I love being constantly surprised by people. And I think every member we brought on, we've talked about this off the screen, is every time we bring someone on, we're going, okay, we're excited about one thing. And then we're like, not where I thought it was going to go. And man, weren't we lucky that it did. Yeah. I learned something so cool.
Firstly, our preconceived notions are there because we are attempting to understand a person before we even start talking to them. There's nothing wrong with that. Our preconceived notions, our assumptions before we start a conversation are us attempting to understand the person early so that we can accommodate them in conversation.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
bond
it is.
with them and connect and try.
Right.
Yes.
But when those preconceived notions are shattered like with a hammer, you go, oh.
I love it.
And that's the whole reason we have to have conversation. Because without the conversation, all we have are the preconceived notions.
Exactly.
Which is why everyone hates each other.
No.
Because we assume things and then we tell ourselves they're true because we didn't have a conversation, so we don't know. So we just have to assume.
Dude. Okay, that's a whole thing. Okay, and guys, this is why we're doing this is why we're doing not just the podcast, but this is why we're building a Discord for you members. And we've been so awesome last couple of days. We're able to show a lot of the members what's coming. It's because of these things. It's really trying to make more space for love and less for hate. And you're right. What you said there is we come with preconceived ideas about people and we choose to not like them and hate them because we actually don't have a conversation. And so we are not judging anyone. I just love that. We're not judging anyone for preconceived ideas. Those are going to happen. And then our Discord and our community here is for you to take the next step and have a conversation and let your mind be blown and go, wow, I just met someone who totally shifted my perspective. Or wow, we're more alike than what we thought. Never would have expected that. Come curious. You can bring your ideas, but come curious. And I'm like, you're going to be blown away. And that's where between the podcast and the Discord, we have so many things and so many areas and different niches. And just like all the shows and movies we're talking about today, there's a space for you to kind of blow up those preconceived ideas about someone else and let someone else also do the same with you.
Yes. Bring who you are, but also be willing to let other people bring who they are.
Yeah.
We have had so many conversations with people that I might not agree with on completely other things. But guess what? The second the conversation starts, we're like, oh, I like that too. I like that too. I like that too. I'm right there with you. We have so much more in common than we have in common. Media 100%. Will tell you that we all disagree about everything. That's just not true. It just simply isn't. Like,
dude, the majority
all I can think of was my favorite comedy Clue, where she goes, flames from the side of my face. That's all I could think of when I did that. I couldn't get the words out. You know what I'm talking
EJ
about.
put flames.
Flames. EJ. Yeah. Oh, yeah. On the reels. Flames from the side of my face. Anyway, we need to talk about that movie eventually too. I love it. Go ahead.
No, you said it. And that's where I love this because this is what shows and movies and art do. It helps us take away these preconceived ideas and get excited about something. And everyone just come and come and bring who you are and be ready to be completely surprised.
Flabbergasted.
And I like opposing ideas. I'm curious. Man, it's just like whenever I hear fans saying, even with you, we're like, oh, I hate this or I love this. And then I'm just and then I see someone else's face, their eyebrows go I have a different idea. I'm like, ooh, what are you thinking? I just want to I'm just this observer with popcorn. Ooh, what do you think? What do you think? Having a different opinion is not we love that. I love different opinions. You can still be nice, but I love different opinions.
How can anybody grow if the only thing they know is their own opinion? For instance, me, I was raised to believe Harry Potter was evil, right?
Yeah.
If I had followed that one opinion, I would be missing out on one of my favorite things. I can't, we need to do a Harry Potter podcast, by the way. But one day, my mom, I want to tell this really quick story since Harry Potter is relevant to this topic. My mom used to drive a grits bus in Kentucky, which is for special needs who need to get around, get to work or get to school, whatever. She used to drive one of those buses. And one of her people left Harry Potter's Goblet of Fire DVD on her bus. And she brought it home and she's like, I'm going to keep it here so it's safe until I take it back. I'm like, okay. And at night, I looked at that box a dozen times because I had been preconceived. I had the preconceived notion that it was evil. I'm not supposed to watch this. I watched it.
I watched it.
So Goblet of Fire was the first Harry Potter movie I ever saw. And when I watched it, I just flames outside of my face. Yeah. My head exploded. And I was like, I have to watch all of them now. I have to. Dragons, magic, blah. What? If I had stuck to that preconceived notion I'd never have seen that. I would have never watched it. I would have never been inspired by it. I would have never got to see Severus Snape, who, regardless of what your opinion is on him, was acted so amazingly
Oh my
by
God, no, I
Alan
loved him.
Rickman. All the actors and all the actors.
Well, see, and that's actually as weird as I loved him. I believe because it's back to my British stuff, is because he played in Sense and Sensibility, and I loved him in that. Like he was just, he was absolutely amazing.
It's like, where do we say, okay, it's time to let my opinion sit back a little bit so somebody else can have one, and then let maybe let that opinion influence you.
Yeah,
that's just where I stand. I think I like opinions. Even if I disagree with them, I want to hear them.
Okay, so it's kind of funny because
unless it's about The Witcher.
I know. I'm still dying to bring someone on that has an opposing opinion so I can just sit back and enjoy. It's interesting because before Harry Potter, because I remember when my sister started like reading the books and I was still kind of in the judgy phase, because I'd gone to youth camp and they convinced all us girls to throw away our Christian romance novels, because we can't fill those feelings. And so when my sister started reading her books, so Aragon, did you ever read that book series about?
I never read the book, no.
Oh my God.
I saw the movie.
Okay, I feel like because just with him, I don't know, I know you like dragons, I think, I don't know. Anyways, oh my gosh, the books were amazing. The movies were okay. But that was the first, like, she's like, listen, don't be judgy. Just let me read these to you. And so Aragon was the first, and then came Twilight, and then came Harry Potter. But by the time I started watching Harry Potter, I mean, I was like adult, and it was like I think majority of the movies were out, and she was finally like, okay, finally sit down and rewatch all of them with me. And I loved like doing it with her. But I realize now it's just like, I think like I enjoyed the books made me more comfortable, but it's interesting because it was just like the Aragon books were the first books that got me into that world where I was like, okay, right. I'm open to this. But man, I was so judgy. I was just like, Abby, I don't know. I was in a weird phase. It was like, it only lasted a year. Thank God. I was just like, it was like one youth camp. And, I think I got baptized like 3 different times. I think I've been rebaptized 3 different. The first time I was a kid, I got baptized. My dad had to baptize me twice because I panicked while he was trying to baptize me and fought him the whole way. And they were like, he was like embarrassed because I'm supposed to.
You will not take me to the Lord. You won't do it.
I was like, and mom's like, oh my God. And dad like goes me under and I start kicking and fighting. And he's like, I start panicking. And so then he like comes, so I come back up kicking. He's like, well, that wasn't good enough. And he puts me back under. And so everyone was just like, oh my goodness. I did the same thing. I went up for prayer at this like evangelist youth camp, and I'm going, and there's all these guys, go through the prayer line, and they all start laying hands on you. And I realized, I was like, why are they pushing me? Well, I didn't realize they wanted me to fall in the spirit. So I didn't catch the memo. So I start fighting. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna because I was panicking. I'm like, why are they pushing me? And I didn't understand. And then all the girls behind me were like, I'll fall in the spirit. And everyone's like, yay, the Holy Spirit. And so, but I just anyways, I just was not good when it came to church. If you tried to make me speak in tongues or something, I'd be like, what? What'd you say? What? Why are we saying that? It's like, I just was such an honest person that I couldn't fake any emotion that I didn't feel.
And God wouldn't want you to. So.
No, but yeah. So I always laugh. Like, they just be like, oh my gosh, there's so many times the different emotions and things I do. And I'm like, nope, it's not. I didn't. And I was just so innocent. I wasn't anyways, but yeah. But when it came to those books,
we all start out innocent, and then we get into Resident Evil and,
and then we're good. We're good. Yeah. Okay, guys, we'll wrap this up here. I'm excited because also next week we're bringing on finally, I've been going for like months. Madeline Whitlock is going to be our next guest. And she also has been working on, I think, a horror book. And so she's very excited to talk to Cody because she's been writing. So I'm bringing on another writer for him to nerd out with.
No, I'll tell you what, I already know what's going to happen. We're going to end up talking about Lord of the Rings for 2 hours.
I was going to say, so next, yeah. And you know what? It's that time of weather.
Lord of the Rings is another one.
I know, and I'm
I
surprised you
wouldn't
didn't bring it
consider it
up.
Halloween. I would
No.
consider it Christmas more.
Yeah,
just
well then
because
it'll be
it's-
perfect for the holidays.
Yeah.
So yes, we'll be bringing on Madeline. I was like, okay, he needs someone to talk to about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well, you just don't need to show up. We'll just talk.
I know, I'm not. I'm just maybe I'll come in like a whole like outfit. Just so I can participate because
I was gonna wear one of my masks for this Halloween episode, and I was like, no, to make the mic sound weird.
Oh
I
yeah.
collect masks. I love masks. So.
Okay, masks, but what kind of masks? Like horror masks or like I like
Any kind
Aztec.
of mask.
I like masks.
I like masks. Like there's something about like, and it's probably from the Goosebumps thing because there was a Goosebumps episode called The Haunted Mask where if she put the mask on for Halloween, it wouldn't come off.
Oh, that's
And
right.
I've got this thing. I just got this thing about masks where it's like you put that on, you become something.
Yes.
Like in Legend of Zelda, there was an entire game about masks. Power Rangers, obviously the helmets. They're as much masks as anything else. It's just like there's something about masks, man. I just love them. And like if they're cool masks, like even when COVID was going on, instead of wearing a regular medical mask, I wore a medical mask with a kabuki like samurai face on it.
I remember your photos.
Time.
Yes.
Oh, I loved it. I was like, I'll wear a mask. Sure, I'm wearing this. I was wearing that thing at the gym. Like,
oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Oh, it drove me nuts. I was so broken out. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, me too.
Anyways. All right, guys. Comment below what you consider Halloween or comfort shows for October, November, and then we will do stuff around the holidays for Christmas. Oh my gosh. Now I'm thinking about all the Christmas.
Oh, I know.
Okay. I have some, we had like some traditional Christmas movie. Like that was a time. Oh yeah. Ooh, I have some oldies, some black and white ones though. Okay. This is gonna be good. All right.
See, we start talking about Christmas movies. I immediately start thinking about Danny Kaye. You understand that reference?
Nope, I do not.
Good, because I'll make you watch it. All right.
Thanks, guys. That was fun. Bye.
Peace.